taking into consideration youth perspective in the water sector. Over
Yes,
to you.
Thank you so much, and thank you all so much for having me here. It's truly an honor. So today I'd actually like to discuss the true cost of water and the role that it plays in our daily lives. And now to do that, I brought something for you. I thought since we're in the Big Apple, I packed myself, as you might be able to guess, a big apple. But now, this apple is not big in the way in which you might think it is. What is big about this apple is the invisible cost behind this. See, I brought this apple with me from the Netherlands. We produce a lot of these apples there. And this apple has a substantial water footprint, which affects not only water resources, but also the livelihoods of those who depend on them. I mean, growing apples requires water extraction, fertilizer use, and we see that this can lead to eutrophication and pesticide contamination. Now, on the one hand, we see that these processes have detrimental effects, right, on the aquatic ecosystems. But on the other hand, they also bring income, which indirectly gives people access to drinking water and even tax revenues that may help them support sanitation, but also water infrastructure. This apple, in a sense, is a big apple, just like New York. Now, the same can be said for the banana that I had for breakfast this morning, or the pair of jeans that I put on, or even the pens I see people writing with, probably writing down all the amazing stuff that is being shared right now, right? But also in the other speeches. In fact, we're all big in water because they may appear small items, but they have a big impact with regards to water. Now, this is also underlined by the Global Commission on the Economics of Water. Water is underpriced, but it's also undervalued. We often overlook the impact and dependencies on water, leading us to treat it carelessly in production and consumption. And knowing this, if we're really honest, is it then surprising that we see that over 2 billion people lack access to safe drinking water? Or even the fact that we're at risk that by 2025, half of the world's population might be living in water-stressed areas. So, perhaps at this point you might be wondering, what is the solution to the true cost of water? Well, it's transparency in true prices. By calculating the true price of products and making this information transparent, we can make our goods more water-friendly and help consumers to make more informed decisions. For example, if I would take a kilogram of these apples in the Netherlands, they would actually have to be 14 cents more expensive than the current market price. Or if I take that banana that I had this morning from Whole Foods from Colombia, it should be 20 cents more expensive per kilogram to compensate for the social and environmental costs. And the jeans I wore this morning, 33 euros extra to have the true price represented if they come from India. But you might be wondering, should everything then suddenly become more expensive, considering that we're also in a cost of living crisis, right, globally? The inconvenient truth to that answer is everything is already expensive. We just don't see the costs. So how can we address the true cost of water without making everything more expensive? Well, I have 3 points for you. First off, we must ensure that the true price of water is transparent in everything we buy and make. Then we need to take smart actions to mitigate those impacts, and we need to ensure that the burden of these costs fall on the shoulders of those who can handle it the most. Look, we can repurpose the subsidies that often undermine water for living wages and income so that people can afford water-friendly products. We can tax the true cost of water on corporate balance sheets and invest tax income in water infrastructures and sanitation. In conclusion, we must work towards making the true price of water transparent in everything that we buy and everything that we make. This transparency will empower consumers, it will empower businesses and policymakers to make more informed decisions, ultimately leading to more sustainable practices and a more equitable distribution of water resources. Well, they say that the Big Apple is what dreams are made of, so I wanted to end this final message by saying, let's dream big together and make sure that we create a more sustainable, equitable, and water-friendly future for all generations to come through true pricing. Thank you very much.